Hold on. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. There we go. What's going on, guys? This is Primo.
Well, LeBron, you know what I mean? What's happening, faithful? We're here to bring y'all a little show, a little Niner news. So, you got
First
the
episode.
topics. First episode, we're ready to go. So let's jump into it, bro.
All right, we're gonna dive into it. We was just talking off camera, but so I had a quick question, and I've been thinking about it, bro, because obviously you hear in the news, and the media that Kyle Shanahan. I mean, he pretty much has a crush on guys that he drafts, right? Like he doesn't want to get rid of them, and you can see it clearly, bro. He doesn't want to get
Yeah,
rid of Dante Pettis, who's trash, complete trash,
right,
bro. I don't even know why he's even taking up a spot in the roster.
right.
CJ Beathard, bro, is 1-9. I mean, I don't understand why the hell he's even on the roster, bro. You know
Facts,
what I'm saying? But
facts.
like you were saying off the camera, bro. Beathard was driving. He was getting plays called like
Yeah,
nothing when Mullins was getting like these ticky tack plays.
yeah.
Um,
Just plays that didn't look like what are you calling, Kyle? What are you calling? And then we need to score. We need to move the ball. All of a sudden, man, we get CJ in the game and the ball. We're just flying downfield. So yeah, it's kind of weird to me.
do you think so? I mean, your opinion. Do you think like he favors the guys that he drafts, and it's hard for him to like part ways with them just because it's like I can't be wrong. Like I
Yeah,
drafted these guys.
that,
Like it has to
that's
work out.
that's exactly what it is. I believe that Dante Pettis, he's been on a short leash, but at the same time, for Pettis to still be here, it's got to be Kyle feeling like I drafted this guy and I want to keep this guy here. Same thing with CJ. I know CJ came in and looked good. He actually saved or tried to save the game for us last week, but at the same time, it's like he shouldn't even be on the roster, bro. He shouldn't even have made this
Nah,
team.
yeah,
You know
not at
what I
all.
mean? So Kyle definitely favors the guys that he drafts, his boys that he brings in. I definitely see that.
And I look at I will give Kyle a break on this. It was garbage defense. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time you're behind like that with like less than 2 minutes to play, the defense ain't playing that hard, right? Because it's not that likely that you're gonna come back and win, right? Which is what happened.
exactly.
So since we're talking about the game last week, what do you think our biggest issues were there?
Whew. I mean, and you know what? I said this before. We talked before. I really feel like the biggest issue was the injuries, man, more than anything. Um, Play calling could have been a little more aggressive for my liking.
Yeah,
Um, you know what I mean? But for the most part, for me, I would have to say injuries, bro. The defense were hurt, like we spoke about before. Your number one, your number two, your number three corners are out. You're playing with 4 and 5. The D line situation, like we spoke about before, the pass rushers, we're still getting some pass rush, but without Bosa, without Ford, it's not the same defensive line that it was last year. Um, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's hard to pinpoint what one or two things, but I'd say injuries more than anything, bro.
yeah, no, I agree with you. Honestly, think that well, for me, obviously, the biggest problems aside from injuries, bro, which correlates together is uh, pass rush. Obviously, is not there. Nick Bosa really is that big of a deal, and they're gonna have to pay him. They're gonna have to pay him
Oh,
because
no, no doubt.
it's night and day the pass
Way
rush.
different. Yeah,
He's definitely a
100%.
game changer, which also again cornerback, bro. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, you and me talk all the time, bro. This is something
Yeah,
I've been saying for years. Cornerback is something we never address. It's always like, I'll get a guy in the fifth round. We'll build him up, and he'll be a star. And it just hasn't happened, bro. The Killer Witherspoon played what maybe 3-4 games, great games last year, and then
yeah.
got injured, and
And
then
he came
his
back and
self.
never looked the same. Never
Nope.
looked the same when he came
Nope.
back. Yeah,
Emmanuel Mosley
and
obviously
maybe
took
his
over.
confidence was gone. Maybe his confidence was gone. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Mosley.
shit, his
Mosley's
confidence should be
solid.
gone, bro. Yeah, when you're getting
It
burned that many times, bro, your confidence should be a
should
zero
be
right
gone.
now.
100%. 100%. Like I was saying,
Um,
Mosley's strong. He has his hiccups here and there, but I like Mosley. You know what I mean? He's good. I know you're a Mosley fan as well, but
oh
but
yeah,
we never address the cornerback situation like you say. We actually do need to do a better job of that. Picking up scraps like what was the dude, Taz Tabar or whoever he was.
Oh,
Like we
yeah.
never, you know what I mean? We just pick up scrap corners. We never go after corners to make a difference. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So yeah.
the only one we went after was Sherman.
Well, yeah, and that's a gimme. You know what I mean? When Sherman became available, you got to jump on that. That's
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah.
Sherman. You know what I mean?
And I mean, and staying on the corner thing, do you consider Verrett like a fourth or fifth corner? I mean, watching the game, do you think he played, well? I mean, granted, bro, the Eagles had nobodies. They're playing against nobody. So I can't really say Brett played a hell of a game because these guys are also like probably third stringers, bro, that somehow burnt Dante Johnson, which that's another guy, bro. I don't know why the fuck he's on the roster.
Exactly. We got a few of those guys, but no, Jason Verrett, but I could go back to the Giants game and he covered and he played well in that game. Like you said, I mean, it's not like they have top wide receivers either. But and then this week they just passed. He's been solid. I don't know if he's a number one or number two corner, and especially on our team, if we were healthy, I'm not sure if he'd be the number one or number two corner, but he's definitely serviceable, and I like him to be one of those guys that you would bring in, like they say, next man up. I like Verrett
Yeah.
to be one of those next men up. I'm confident with that. Definitely confident with that.
I think that so obviously Sherman's on IR, bro, and they're saying that he's eyeing the Rams game, but obviously they interviewed him today, and he said that it's just his injury's just not there yet. Like he's not feeling 100% yet, which is
Mm,
sometimes not even good news, bro. Because I mean,
right.
what's an extra week, right? I mean, it's not going to really make much of a difference. Um, so do you play Mosley and Brett, hoping that Mosley comes back, bro? Because up to this point, it's kind of concerning that he had a concussion and he's still not
Still
practicing.
not, yeah, and we spoke about that as well. I don't know about that. Dude, I got to do some more research and find out what's really going on with Mosley and that injury. But um, you know what? If we had Sherman and Akello, we could survive with that. They showed last year that we could survive with those two guys at corner. Would I prefer that be Mosley and Sherman? 100%. You know what I mean? But if it had to
Yeah,
be a Kello and Sherman, I could take that. I could rock with that. And if something was to happen and Verrett needed to come in and it'd be Sherman Verrett, I'd be happy with that as well. I have no problems with either one of those,
yeah,
options.
yeah, you're right. As long as Dante Johnson's not in the lineup, bro,
As
I'm
long as
totally fine with that.
hey, and shouts out to my boy Nick from Nothing But Niners. He calls him Dookie Johnson, and I agree 100%. Dante Dookie Johnson. I'm stealing your line right there, man.
Bro, Dante Trash Johnson, bro. I don't
Trash
that
can.
guy. I can't believe he's even on the team, bro. He was with us a couple years back, bro, and got burned every fucking time.
Yeah, you know
And
what? He looks better now though than he did back
oh,
then. I must
well,
I must say and give him credit for that. He is better now than he was back then.
I would hope 10 years in the league, bro, would make you better. Shit,
Right? Yeah, I would hope that
you
would
know.
make you better too.
All right. So obviously, we both agree that pass rush and corners. I mean, obviously, I like the players that we have now. I think we should definitely keep Kerry Hyder, bro. He's a beast.
Oh,
He's a
my hey, my,
fucking
my
beast.
favorite my favorite guy on the D line right now, Kerry Hyder Jr. No doubt about it.
We have to keep him,
Have
bro.
to,
We have
have
to.
to, have to. Yeah.
And that move of letting Buckner go, bro. It hurts every Sunday.
You know what? And
We picked the wrong guy. We picked the
at
wrong
first,
guy, bro.
we picked the wrong guy. You know what? At first, I was one of those guys saying, you know what, we'll be fine. Buckner's sack totals have been going down every year. He hasn't been looking the same. You see what he's doing this year? You see him over there? He's balling out, dog. Like
He got paid.
maybe that's what it is, but I'm feeling like maybe it wasn't the best decision letting that guy go. Maybe we should have kept him, bro.
You know who he reminds me of, bro? Buckner. Obviously, after watching 4 weeks of sorry ass play from our Niners, bro, because I feel like we're based on what I've seen, bro, we're trash right now. We beat two shitty teams, and we
Right.
just lost to a shitty team.
True.
And the Cardinals, I guess you could say they're a decent team, but even then, we lost that game. It wasn't
Yeah,
that they
but
beat us.
that game is a division game. Division games are always tough, regardless to if it's the Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals. Your division games can go. any which way, anytime you play a division game. So that is what that one is. But I still don't feel like we're trash, bro. I mean, we're not as good as I feel like we should be. But a large part of that is impact to the injuries. The injuries are playing the biggest factor in our season, and it's early still. We're only a quarter way through. You know what I
I
mean? We
mean,
got
look,
3 more quarters to go.
yeah, yeah, of course,
You know?
injuries. But I mean,
And
the only major injury we have, bro, that's season ending is Nick Bosa. Nobody else. Solomon Thomas, bro, come on.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was
no,
he
but
was
but
just
still
there.
losing Jimmy for
Oh yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
was
of
it?
course.
That half of the game and then the 2 games that he's missed. Mostert, to me, Jimmy G and Mostert are the two biggest components to make this team do what it do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mostert to me is a top back, dog. He is the creme de la creme when it comes to running backs in our system. You
And
know
it's
what I
so
mean?
crazy. It's so crazy that so many people pass on him, bro. Because after like
Dude,
obviously seeing Jet McKinnon, who's playing really good, bro. I mean, Jared
yeah,
McKinnon's
yeah.
playing really good, but it's night and day with him and Mostert, bro.
Exactly. And Mostert,
Mostert is
dude.
just a little Ferrari, bro. He just takes off.
Hey, Mosterati. That's my boy, man.
Exactly.
And that's what I
Exactly.
mean. So I don't feel like we're trash. I feel like if Jimmy and let's just say with all the injuries that we did have, with Kittle going down and Sherman being out and all of these injuries, if Jimmy G and Mostert didn't go down, I honestly feel like this Niner team would probably be 3-1.
Oh, we should be. We should be. No.
Easily we'd be. But see, they were healthy in the game that we lost, so you know what I'm saying. But 3-1 for sure, dude. No doubt about it. We'd be 3-1 if we still had
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'll give Cardinals that
Yeah,
win, bro. I'll give the Cardinals that
I
win.
give it to him. I give it to him. I give it to him.
They played a good game.
Yeah.
Another big issue to me, bro, is Mike McGlinchey. Mike McGlinchey is getting devoured every fucking game, bro. Every
You know
game.
what?
I mean,
You know what?
this
He's
week's
taken
pass
out.
rush was good, but
Yeah. No, I just like he's taken a little bit of a step back from what I saw from him last year. But even when he was a rookie, bro, I feel like he was never top tackle. He's serviceable. He's good. But Mike McGlinchey is just that to me. He's good. Now
do you do you bench him?
No, not at all. I wouldn't bench him. I don't think there's another tackle that we could put out there to do better than him. I don't think so.
I mean, who played yesterday last year in
We had
to replace
school and Brun School both played tackle at different times because
because
Staley
when
was out.
Staley was out, yeah, who was
Yeah,
the one that
yeah.
did better? I think it was School, right?
I honestly I liked Daniel Brunskill a little better than Justin School. I mean it's tit for tat, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like Brunskill a little better.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think our biggest issues are the pass rush and
Yeah,
corner, O line, Mike McGlinchey. I mean, everybody played a shitty game on Sunday. To be honest, even Trent Williams didn't play good.
that's what I
Uh,
was going to say. Trent even let us down a little bit, and I'm not going to say that Trent Williams had a horrendous game and it was 20 snaps was terrible. I'm not going to go that far, but he had plays. He had a good maybe 5 or 6 plays where it's like, damn, bro, that don't look like Trent Williams. You know what I mean? Like he needs to,
yeah, yeah,
and maybe it's the
yeah.
rest. Maybe it's missing a year, but
I
I
mean,
can see him.
I think that's what it is because we
Yeah,
played a good pass rush, bro. It's not like we played a trash pass rush.
exactly. And it
So I
showed.
think I think this was a good game to get his feet under. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get
Yeah.
acclimated to like the better pass rushes that we're gonna face. But what did you think about the QB play, bro? I mean, Nick Mullins. Obviously we had heard so many people, and look, I get so annoyed, man. I don't understand why Jimmy gets so much hate, right? Yes, I understand he's not Patrick Mahomes, bro, but who really is Patrick Mahomes aside from Russell Wilson, right?
You know what I
I'm
mean?
those are
Aaron
once in
Rodgers. There's a few guys that are upper echelon like that. Um,
exactly. But
but
so many Niner fans out here in the Bay Area, bro, because I constantly listen.
right.
Yeah, get Jimmy out of there. Let Nick Mullins. Nick, look at. I'm gonna just leave it like this. The record says it all. Jimmy G's 22-6, bro. Nick Mullins is 4-6. let's not get it twisted. Let's not get overhyped because he beat the Giants who have 0 wins. I mean,
Right.
people were like
Exactly.
so excited that he was going to destroy the Eagles, and clearly the spotlight was too big. Two
Right.
picks and a fumble. Um, do you blame this loss on him, or do you just think it was an overall fail on the whole team?
You know what? The team as a whole didn't play the best football we could have played. The Niners did not play football, you know what I mean, as a whole. But some of the throws that I saw, Nick Mullins, I was in awe. I was like, bro, and I told you this before, I was like, I could have suited up and did that. I'm not a quarterback. I could have suited up in that game. I could get hit and fumble. I could throw
Yeah,
a pick six. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like I easily could have gotten the game and did that. So
yeah.
Nick Mullins has to take the bulk of the blame in my book for this L. I mean, I would definitely put more on his shoulders than I would put on any other aspect of the team. The defense played pretty solid. Yeah, still gave up what was defensively. You know what I mean? But I could live with
Yeah,
that when my offense is putting up points. I can
yeah.
live with that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put it on Mullins for sure.
And so, leading with that, do you think? Okay, so it's a two-part question. Do you think this Sunday's a must-win game? And do you start Mullins again if Jimmy can't go, or do you go Beathard instead of Mullins based on what you've seen last week?
Definitely a must-win game. We have to beat the Dolphins. Not. I mean, if we want to salvage the season, if we want to make this a playoff run or make any type of run out of the season, we have to beat the Dolphins. So that's foremost. Um, as far as who would start if Jimmy doesn't play, I'm impressed with what I saw from Beathard. I was one of those dudes that I talked down on a lot, especially from what we saw from him in 2018 and all the losses. But he looks like a different player. He looks like he's really stepped up the game. He's gotten that book. You know what I mean? He's really learned the playbook, and he looks better, bro. I would start CJ. I'd give him the start over Mullins after what I saw in that game. And I know a lot of people say, well, you can't go off of what you see from just one game. But I got to see Nick Mullins look good, and I got to see him look bad. And when Mullins is on, he's on. But when he's not on at all. We got to see that. So I would rather see what CJ could do on the start. You know what I mean? With the new CJ, the long hair, sunshine from Remember the Titans, CJ Beathard, what he would do. Yeah,
This
you
CJ
compare
Beathard right here.
one of those CJ. I want to see what he would be able to do. You know what I mean? So yeah.
um, Look, I don't think I'm gonna agree with you on this one.
Right. All
To
right.
me,
All
to
right. I like to
me,
see it. I like to see that.
so the reason I don't agree, bro, if Jimmy can't go, I'm still gonna go with Mullins just because Mullins actually can win. We've seen him win. I mean,
Right.
yes, the game he played last week was terrible, bro. I just think the spotlight was too big. So much pressure to win this game. I
Mm-hmm.
think he tried to do too much when he didn't need to.
Right.
Um, and then CJ Beathard played like we were talking, bro. He played garbage defense. It was, obviously we've seen it countless amount of times, but we've seen scrubs be able to move the offense quickly when they're
Yeah.
down with less than a minute. You know what I
True.
mean? So it
True.
wasn't that impressive, but he did look better than what I've seen before. I'll give you that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in a must-win game, bro, I think I'm still going to lean on the backup that has proven that he could actually win in the league, opposed to a
100%.
guy that
I
only
hear
has
you.
one
Right.
win with the team.
Right.
And
Okay.
again, we
Now,
don't we don't even know what
before
kind
we
of
jump to
chemistry he had. Uh-huh.
no, I
Go
was
ahead,
going
go
to say
ahead.
before we jump to the next subject, because I did want to touch that. There are a lot of young quarterbacks that when they have a bad game, it can turn into a snowball effect. And that's one thing that I'm
Yeah,
scared of happening with Nick Mullins. Is the only reason why I'm saying CJ. I don't think that CJ is
yeah,
a better quarterback than Nick Mullins. And I just want to get
yeah,
that
yeah.
up that point across. But sometimes a bad game can get in your head and it can snowball into the next week and the next week. And that's why when you have bad teams with bad quarterbacks, they lose more than they win. You know what I mean? Because it gets in their head and what happens last week, they don't wash it away, and they come back next week and they're throwing picks again, and it happens again. So yeah, but yeah,
So Okay, so do you think so Jimmy's obviously been practicing 2 days now, so he was clear for practice, obviously limited.
Right,
But I was watching some footage. He looks good, bro. I mean, obviously he's not in the game, so anybody could look good with a injury,
right,
just running around and throwing passes and nobody really coming after them. But based on the fact that we both think it's a must-win game, if he could play, do you roll him out, or do you say, they did add an extra team that can make the playoffs this year. Even if we lose, there's still a chance because the
right.
NFC East is trash, bro. So I mean,
There's no
you know,
doubt.
I we could still actually get a spot, but if if you think risking further injury, do you keep him out, or do you say, nah, man, this is a must-win game. He's got to play it, and the pass protection just has to be better.
When I say it's a must win, I'm saying it's a must win. So if Jimmy can go, we're gonna need Jimmy to go. If Mostert can go, we're gonna need more. We're gonna need all the guys that can go if they can go. But definitely, if I was pulling the strings after what I saw, and I saw, Jimmy's practice, and he looks pretty good to me. He looks like he's good to go. So I definitely start him Sunday against the Dolphins. I would, no doubt.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree on that.
Yeah,
I don't see any other way, bro. Like this is really a game we have to win, based on the fact that this has been the easy part of our schedule, and we haven't executed like we needed to, bro. Because after this
mm,
game, I mean, granted, we had no preseason, so to me, the season officially starts this Sunday, right? Because you get four preseason games, and I understand that the starters don't play every game, but they play
right.
portions of the preseason games, whether it be a quarter, then a half, then
The drive. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
exactly. So it gets them acclimated to actual football. So I'm not putting too much stock into the 4 weeks, even though I think we've been playing like trash and we're not a good team as of right now. So
Mm,
I'm not taking anybody's record right now too serious, right? Seahawks are 4
right,
0. They
right.
played the Cowboys, who we know are complete utter trash, but they just lost to the Browns, who
Trash.
who, who are 3-1, which is crazy. They
Right.
barely beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins almost came back on them, so the Dolphins are not a bad team.
No, the
So
Dolphins
they
are
barely
solid.
beat the Yeah, they barely beat the
Yeah.
Dolphins. They beat Atlanta, right? Which, I mean, come on. But the thing is that they've executed in these games that they need to win, something that we
Right.
haven't done. Granted,
True.
we do have injuries, but yeah, it's definitely must win game, bro. Because right now, I don't think the Rams are that great, bro. I think our pass rush will get to Goff and we'll beat them. But after that,
Yeah.
I mean, just based on names, bro. You got the Saints, you got the Seahawks. I need to look at
Packers.
the schedule. Yeah, Packers. Even though
Right.
we mopped them last year,
Own them. We own them. We own them.
So the only reason I say I'm worried is because the way we've been playing for 4 weeks
Right.
has me concerned. Can we even beat? Because the Saints look like shit, bro. I'm not even concerned about the Saints. They lost to the Raiders, so I'm not too concerned with the Saints.
Yeah. Dude, it's like I said before. This Niner team, when they're healthy, there's no team that scares me out there. No, I'm not worried about any team, especially in the NFC. I'm not worried. The Packers, we own them. The Saints, we beat them before. We'll beat them again. The Seahawks would probably be the toughest test for our Niner team because it's
Yeah,
not only a rival, but it's also a top team in the conference. So the Seahawks, that's like your cream of the crop. But
yeah.
dude, I'm confident. I'm confident. Once we're healthy, uh, come on, man. The Niners ran the gauntlet last year. They gave us that stretch of games where everybody was saying that that's the gauntlet. We came out of that pretty good, even though we did lose to Baltimore in one of the games in there. We turned out so many good games after good games after good games. A healthy Niner team is scary. We could still run the table. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
once we're
oh,
dude, we can still run the table. I'm not.
without a
I'm
doubt.
not worried about this year, or should I say, yet? I'm not worried about this year yet, dude. We'll be fine. We will be fine.
Based on the talent that we have on our roster, bro, and seeing how we play, I'm not too concerned. I think,
Mm,
look, I was telling my coworker today, and call me crazy, but I'm just a diehard Niner fan. I said, I said, book it. I even wrote it on a post-it note. And I said, keep it on your desk, bro. Book it today. The Niners are going to the Super Bowl again. Book it.
Hey,
It's
hey,
guaranteed.
hey, that's
Guaranteed.
bold. That's bold.
And the only reason I say that, bro, because most teams that have won the Super Bowl have not had like an extraordinary winning record, bro. I think last year, obviously, when we went and the Chiefs went, was one of the few times that like actual number ones had made it to the Super Bowl because
It's been a
it usually
while.
doesn't play out that way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I think obviously, if we're gonna have injuries, this is the perfect time to have them early in the year because later in the year is where it really starts to get tough. But based on the roster, bro, I think we can make the Super Bowl. The only reason that we don't make it, bro, would be our head coach Kyle Shanahan.
And you know what? To hit that, what you just said about Kyle Shanahan, dude, I don't know what it is, and we've been seeing it the last two seasons. He has these games where he can come out and really attack a team, punch a team in the mouth right off like the Saints. He he didn't hold back any plays. He gave everything that he had in his repertoire. But for some reason, there's games where I feel like he holds back, bro. There's so many games that I see a vanilla offense ran, or he just doesn't give them the best Kyle Shanahan game plan. He doesn't always give us that. That's what I'm looking for.
I think he picks and chooses like he does with the players that he drafts, bro. Like he picks and chooses games where he wants to display his masterful mind of plays and things that he could do. And the Super Bowl was a complete failure on his end, bro. And on top of the fact that, and I hate to say this, bro, the referees did not even help us either in
Oh,
that
not at all.
situation. But I'm not going
Mhm.
to completely blame it on the refs.
Right.
But I mean, we were doing jet sweeps, bro, and they were working with Debo. We were killing the Chiefs with that deep with those plays. Come
Yeah.
second half, bro, he stopped.
Stop.
He stopped. It was
Nothing.
it was
Nothing
like
with
he
Debo. Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
like he ran out of
Yeah.
plays. Like that was it. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I gave you my bag of tricks right here. I'll leave it
This is
up to the
this is
defense.
it, and my bag is empty. But
Hey,
that's the thing,
he was like,
and we know that his bag's not empty. We know that he's got a cornucopia of plays. This guy has so many, dude. There's too many plays in his book for us to ever look vanilla, or for us to ever look like, oh, what are the Niners doing? Or, oh, like, dude, we should always look like we're on the aggress, or on the attack, showing aggression. And I don't always see that from his play calling.
I honestly, bro, just because listen to the like conferences of Kyle Shanahan, bro, he just seems like, I mean, God bless the man because he took us to the Super Bowl, man, and it's been years since we've been there. But
Right.
he seems like the dude, bro, that will not give you praise even if you're balling out unless he drafted you or you're his guy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. I
because
kind of I
look,
kind of see that too.
Emmanuel Mosley saved us in the Seahawks game, bro. That pass breakup to DK Metcalf was
Yes.
crucial,
The
and I
diving
have
in, how he came and dove in, and yeah. Oh yeah.
exactly. And I mean, granted, he did draft Emmanuel Mosley, bro, but he was a late pick.
Right.
But I've never heard any like praise on him, bro. And I feel like that plays into the psyche of players. Like, damn, my head coach ain't even praising me like that. You think that
Yeah.
plays a role in like in I mean, you think that that's playing a role this year? Like it feels like guys are playing below their level, aside from Fred Warner, bro, who's balling out,
Out of
and
his mind.
Greenlaw, and who's injured. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Aside
Yeah.
from that,
Yeah.
bro, it just seems like everybody's playing like hella vanilla,
Yeah.
like
We're going through they're going through the motions, but they're not.
right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
right.
Definitely. Um. Yeah. I could say. It depends more so on the player. I feel like not all players need to be patted on the back and rubbed on the back to, oh, you're doing a great job for them to continue to do a great job. But some players do need that. Like, and I'm not picking on Dante Pettis, but Dante Pettis is one of those players where it seems almost like Kyle has tried everything. Kyle's tried praising him in like the off season last year when he was supposed to be the number one guy and all that. Like he's tried to rub his back, and he's also tried to beat Dante down to see what we get the best out of Dante, and we
Yeah,
still haven't gotten it. So it really just depends on the player. There are certain players where once you praise them and they know they're doing a good job, you're only the best talent. You're only going to get the best of that player because they know that, okay, I'm doing it. Coach likes it. I'm doing it. But then you got some guys where it doesn't matter what you say. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter if you
yeah.
praise them or if you don't. It is what it is, man. So,
Like a Sherman, Sherman don't need Sherman
like a
don't need
Sherman,
that.
you could praise a
He don't
Sherman
need
if you
that.
want to, but
Yeah,
you don't have to because Sherman's so
he don't
smart.
need it.
Sherman's going to do it. Sherman's going to be
He don't
Sherman.
need it.
He
Yeah, he
don't
don't need it.
exactly.
That's not something he needs to play better.
There you go.
Um, yeah, I agree, bro. And also another thing I noticed, bro, like he never takes blame for losses. He never takes the blame for a loss, bro. It's always like
Mm.
it's always like
Mm.
he'll say we didn't play good, but he'll never
Yeah.
take the blame for a loss, bro. He'll never say like, you know what, I called the wrong play. It just wasn't. He never takes the blame for a loss.
I want
Do
to
you
cut
think
you off,
players are
but I
catching on to
do
that,
want to
bro?
say
Like kind
this.
of like,
I was going to say I don't want to cut you off, but I even recall in the press conferences after the game where he's been asked before by one of the reporters, "Hey Kyle, on this third down play, you decided to make this call, and do you think?" He never owns up to, "Yeah, you know what, that was a bad call. I shouldn't have ran that." He sticks to his guns and say, "You know what? I feel like we had the right personnel out there. We had the right play dialed up. And hey, it's football. It just didn't go our way." He never owns up to it and says, "You know what? That's on me. I got to take that. That was me 100%." He doesn't do that.
never takes the L.
And,
Never takes the L.
and if I'm mistaken and he has done it, he don't do it enough for me. You know what I mean? He don't do it
If
enough
he
for
has
me.
done it, bro, I haven't heard it,
That
which would be weird
if
because
he's
I'm
done it,
watching the press
I haven't
conferences.
seen it.
So
Yeah, yeah,
so he
yeah,
must have snuck it in there for me not to hear. It must have been an Easter egg, bro.
yeah.
So,
You know what I
that
mean?
was
Because
great.
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't hold himself accountable for me.
So staying on Kyle Shanahan, bro, do you if this season goes to shit and we could blame it on injuries and say like we just weren't stacked, which I don't think it's an excuse, bro, because we have plenty of players that I think are
Right.
stepping up and doing their job to be able to win it and go to the playoffs.
Hmm.
Do you? I know we just renewed his contract, but do you get closer to firing him next year, bro? If this year doesn't go well, or do you just let it ride out? You know what I'm saying? Let it keep right now, see what happens. Keep stacking players. Kind of think for the long haul. Like let's see where this goes, bro. Let's not fire people immediately, and let's just figure out where this could go. Because I feel like I said before, we're missing a lot of key positions. I think we still need to stack up the pass rush. I think
Yeah.
the corner position needs to be stacked better than what it is right now. But we can't, like you said, we can't be getting scraps that we find. You know what I'm saying? Midway through the
Just pick
season
it
or
up
late in
whenever.
the
Yeah.
free agency. Yeah, exactly. Like guys that nobody wants, but we'll take a chance on them, right? Which sometimes could pay off, bro. But clearly, it hasn't paid off for us. So I don't understand the mindset behind that. So what do you think?
Um. Whatever we do, okay, you don't get rid of Kyle Shanahan. You keep him. We just extended him. You know what I mean? You got to let him ride it out. I recall us going to a Super Bowl that I still feel like we were robbed out of that, holding the end zone. Jimmy, oh boy, you got away with that. Um,
Yep.
it-
Yeah.
but within 2 seasons, we let Jim Harbaugh go. And I always felt it was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, we had an 8-8 year. We didn't look the best. But once Jim Harbaugh left, the talent left. Patrick Willis was gone. Justin Smith, all these guys left. So you don't want to do that to yourself again because you go from going to the Super Bowl within 3 years to being one of the worst teams in your division, one of the bottom feeding teams in the. So whatever we do, let's not jump the gun, even if we're to not make the playoffs. And let's say we only won 4 of the next however many games. It doesn't matter. Keep Shanahan and roll with it. Let's keep what we got going. I would be upset if my Niners was to let go of this dude. We can't do that. We cannot
Yeah,
do
I
that.
agree. I agree because again, bro, I just keep going back to because I listen to the radio every morning, and
Yeah.
bro. It's only 4 games, man. People are
Right.
losing their
Right.
minds out there. Shanahan, this, yeah, I agree. He called bad plays. I think he called a bad game. On top of the fact that Mullins played a bad game, but it's like ease up. And I've had this conversation with my cousin just in sports in general, talking about soccer. You know, the Mexican national team, for example, right? Like they'll make the World Cup, and then because they didn't win the World Cup next year, they fire the coach,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
completely insane to me because it's like, bro, he just took you to the world like
He got you. He
semifinals.
got you. He got you there. He got you. Yeah,
Exactly. I mean,
yeah,
you can't expect to win the damn World Cup immediately the first year that this coach is taking control of the team.
yeah.
Um, look, at Jim Harbaugh was a blessing, but we went to the playoffs first 2 years that he was there. It was automatic. His third year, we went 8-8. Big whoop, bro. Everybody has those down years, but I mean, Kyle Shanahan just has not been able to win without Jimmy, which is cool. Whatever, I get it. But I agree with you, bro. We keep him. We keep him and John. Oh man, I think we lost LeBron. Uh, let me see if we could get him back. All right, man. On that note, seems like we out. Uh, I think the 49ers are going to win this week. It's a must win, and I think we'll execute and we'll get it done. And we'll be ready for the playoffs. And I think we'll keep winning. I don't think the gauntlet is too tough this year, especially with the whole COVID thing. I think everybody's just on an even playing level. So I think we got this.